2 of the Collegiate game, UMBC versus URI Royals.
URI banning out the Kindred, Lucian, and Echo. All really strong picks. I guess URI is afraid of that Lucian top lane. Horrifying to face, I know. But the Azir, Mundo, and Vel'Koz bans all coming out. URI known for having a Azir main. He's really good on Azir. I'm very glad to see that ban coming through. They banned the Mundo. They don't want to see split push Mundo anymore. They're sick of that. And they banned the Vel'Koz, which I agree with. Pre-Fnatic had a really good Vel'Koz game, but I didn't really see him going to play it again, to be quite honest. I don't think he would have, because Vel'Koz is pretty easy to shut down after you play against him once. But Shyvana and Maokai coming in, I'm really... Oh, please tell me they have Maokai. That's all I want. Tell me they have Maokai.
But that's 2 strong picks coming on the side of UMBC already. We see the Maokai and the Shyvana, both really strong players. You know, Shyvana's really good with the Devour. As soon as she gets it, she can basically get into the lane and kill anybody fairly quickly. So we're going to have to see a lot of tank coming in for URI if they want to prevent that. And you can see that right away with Pre-Fnatic picking up the Shen for the top lane. And now Deranged Tournament going to be hovering over the troll himself, Trundle. Both are going to be locked in. So, you know, there's the much-needed tank for the Shyvana, at least. You know, it's going to reduce her power quite a bit here. And I really like the counter picks coming in on the side of URI.
They also already had the tanky Gragas, too. So now they're just, like, big, beefy tanks coming in. I'm loving it.
And there's the bot lane locked in for the UMBC. That's the Braum. It's as a support and ADC Sivir. I really like Sivir as an AD carry. She's probably one of my favorite AD carries, but I also feel at the same time she's quite underplayed. You know, she basically, if she builds a QSS, that's 2 spells or 2 CC effects that she can effectively stop. You know, she wants to use her spell shield as her first because, you know, that is pretty useless if you're already slowed or you're already stunned. It can only block the ability right before it hits. But if she's able to block that, you know, she does have the QSS for safety. So a lot of safety coming in for the Sivir. And, you know, she does also have her ultimate, which provides quite a bit of mobility speed as well as the attack speed. So it's an initiation and an escape. A lot of safety with Sivir, but at the same time, you know, she has a lot of damage and a lot of initiation. So I really can appreciate the Sivir pick.
I don't think it's going to be locked in. Oh! We're seeing an
there it is.
Soul, boys.
Now, I'm kind of confused here. Is that going to be a soul in the mid lane and then the Trundle as a support? It's gonna if it's a Trundle support, it's gonna be quite interesting to see how Loud Ninja uses his ultimate to throw Trundle into the fight. The only thing he really has is a pillar. You know, he has no real CC, hard CC at least.
It could also be Trundle top, Shen support, Gragas jungle.
That'd be amazing.
Or we can just see Trundle jungle and Gragas top.
I think that is going to be a Shen support. So Trundle in the top lane. Oh no.
Oh no, there it is.
Yeah, okay, that makes me sad again.
Damn, we thought we figured them out.
So I've seen only one game played with Soul. I'm not entirely sure of his kit. I know his Galaxy thing like gets bigger over distance or something. I don't know. Do you know his kit very well?
Which one?
Souls.
Ruling Soul, alright, he's got his passive, which is the star circle things that stay rather close to him. They do bonus damage for every time they hit the same person, I believe. He throws out his Q. It'll explode when it reaches its Cerulean Soul's outer limits. If he travels with it, his outer limits will continue moving, and it'll grow in size the longer Cerulean Soul follows it. He has his W, which extends the range of his passive, but costs mana per second. His E, once he levels it, he can move in the same direction to build up momentum, and then he can cast it to travel a set distance. I believe at level 1, it's either 1,000 or 2,000 units. Level 2, I think, is 4,000. Level 3 is maybe 6,000. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's 2,000, 4,000 or something like that. But he can move over the walls, but if he takes any champion damage whatsoever, or any damage for that matter whatsoever, he will immediately land. And then he has his R, which is essentially a very short Vel'Koz ultimate. It's a line He does damage, and anyone that's incredibly close to him gets knocked up. It does a lot of damage if he's hitting you point blank with that, but if you get up in Aurelian Soul's face, he's worthless, honestly, in my opinion. And I think that's why they picked the Shen and why they picked the Gragas again for the disengage, for the taunt, to protect the Aurelian Soul. The Trundle can always just slow down whoever it is. They have a lot of lockdown for it in case someone gets in Aurelian Soul's face, but the other team doesn't have an assassin. They have Shyvana and they have Maokai who could very easily get onto him, but I do not think Aurelian Soul is going to be touched by them too much.
What about the Twisted Fate ultimate?
I don't think he's going to be able to get up into his face just because of how telegraphed the ultimate is, because it does the whole stack of card teleporting in thing, and Aurelian Soul's stun can just be thrown at it, or Shen can get ready to taunt if he's around. And Shen has the ultimate to also protect the Aurelian Soul should anyone get onto it. So I honestly believe Aurelian Soul's one weakness, which is close quarter combat, is safe entirely.
And it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they use the Aurelian Soul. Pre-Fnatic, you know, he doesn't have a champion pool for ranked, but that leaves open, you know, anybody. So he could be practicing somebody a lot in normals, but it's not going to show up when you look at the stats, at least, that he's been, you know, that he has an insane KDA with with Aurelian Soul. So, you know, this is a toss-up. He could be really well with them, or it could be a flop. I'm really unsure of why ASCII went the Trundle with the Kalista, because he has no hard CC. What's after the ultimate? After the ultimate, they don't have anything to chain off of it, unless, you know, deranged Hermit's there to use the explosive cast and knock the team back towards him. But as a person to chain to latch onto with the little item that Kalista has, I don't think it's a good idea to pick a Trundle.
No, it's absolutely not a good idea to pick the Trundle. I don't think Kalista and Trundle are going to make a good combo. It might make a good combo because I'm pretty sure Kallista's ultimate drops her support or whoever she's linked to within auto attack range. So she could do that, and then he can just pop ultimate on the person, which would slow them down, and then he'd just be able to chase them down and whack them with his club while slowing him down, and the whole area of effect thing that he has to even give him more movement speed. But, like, I don't think Trundle was a good pick to pair with the Kalista. But if, for whatever reason, she decides to bond... Oh, excuse me. She decides to bond with the Shen, I think that's a lot better of a pick, because then she can just toss him in and then taunt immediately. And I like that idea. I know it's not going to happen, which is why I thought it was Shen support. But she's probably going to link up with the Trundle. Don't agree with it, but I can see it working. Call out post to Loud Ninja and Hiray for not having their school's tag.
I'm just reading Shalom's post here on the Twitch chat. He says, Trundle isn't a lane sport. Trundle doesn't win lane. You pick Trundle for his team fighting aspect, and as long as you play like an asshole and don't go too hard, you know for 100% sure that you're getting the kill. Late, mid, to what? Okay, his post doesn't really make sense in English.
Mid game to late game, he just ults Maokai and they have no tank. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He's saying that Trundle doesn't... He's not there to win the lane. He's only there for the late game team fight. But I still don't think picking Trundle with Kalista is that grave an idea. I wanted the Shen support.
Binding with Shen would be awful. Actually, I disagree with that.
Well,
you know,
it is only because he's not in lane with her.
Yeah.
If I had been Shen support, it would have been fine, which is what I was expecting. But because it's not Shen support, I really hope she doesn't bond with Shen support. Which she didn't. She bonded with the Trundle. Ooh, early game! The deranged Hermit gets stunned by the Braum and the TF, and first blood coming in for the Maokai with all 4 other members of UMBC getting the assist onto it. That was incredibly good for UMBC. That's a start that they needed. They're now already up 500 gold less than a minute into the game. That's like a free pot.
So
Maokai gets a ruby crystal off of that.
So hold on. If URI got the ward last game and it was over then, is it over now that UMBC got an actual kill?
No, but only because the ward messes with your mind. Killing a champion is expected.
So the
Killing
ward
a ward
tilts.
not. Yes.
Okay, that makes
Because
sense.
you don't expect them to be able to kill the ward this early. Not without a red lens, which I'm gonna assume none of them had.
Now, I also had another question. You were talking about Aurelion Sol's little mobility move. I was just wondering, is a fuck ton a measurement of distance as well? And if so, how many fuck tons is his movement item or ability?
That would be his E, I'm pretty sure. Ooh. I
Or
would
if it's
say,
not a fuck ton, what's the actual term for it?
I'm trying to think of what the term is for it. I'm a math major, so, like, I don't know the science end, but I'm pretty sure I can. What is the unit of measurement for distance? Really far.
So what's considered really far?
About 2,000 units.
Okay. And really, you're seeing Pre-Fanatic using his little star things, his circle stars, to his advantage, I guess. Getting down to quite a few on the TF, and TF's down to half health. He's having to have to pop a pot to, regain a lot of his health. Or eat a biscuit, rather. I don't want to be BM about it.
That Maokai was able to start Corrupting Potion and Ruby Crystal in lane. That's just... Wait, does he have Maokai? I didn't check. No, he doesn't. Rip.
No. So you actually are rooting for URI now that he doesn't have Maokai, right?
Absolutely.
Tremont G putting down a little bit of damage, but he's receiving quite a bit as well. Unable to get that 4th stack on ASCII.
The Callista had 2 stacks of Braum passive, and the Trundle had 3. If they were both focusing the same target, they would have been able to get the stun off. I think what they were doing was they were hitting the Callista initially, but then she just bunny hopped out of range, and then they started focusing on the Trundle. But had they gone after the Trundle sooner, they would have died. So, nothing to say there.
In the top lane, we're seeing Quokka take a little bit of damage as well, coming in from the Shen. Shen already getting a small CS advantage, just about 5, but, last game we saw Mundo was dead even in CS for quite a while, but then that ended up blowing up in UMBC's face here. And now we're seeing a little bit of damage coming in on the bottom lane. 3 stacks on ASCII, but unable to finish off with the 4th stack. A heal is blown there. Loud Ninja forcing both sides to back off a little bit. Shyvana very pleased that she was able to get down the heal in the bot lane.
This pleases her.
But as we noticed with the last game when she was playing, when Hank by Tom was playing the Nidalee in the jungle, because they showed so much lane presence, that gave Deranged Hermit the ability to sit there and counter jungle, and he's just doing it again. That's going to be a red stolen now by Deranged Hermit. Shyvana now going slowly over to the opposite side of the jungle, and she's going to be very disappointed when she looks inside that camp.
Now, I'm definitely liking the Shyvana play already more than I was liking the Nidalee play. She was able to get her farm. She's still tied in farm with the Deranged Hermit. She's actually... It's close enough. I'm not even going to say that 1 CS is a lead. But she also has an assist up on him, and she's applying the early game pressure, which is what I want to see from UMBC. If they want to win this, they need the early game pressure. And Shen is playing really aggro in the top lane against the Maokai, and Shyvana's up there. We have some fighting going on towards the bot lane.
It's actually a little bit of everything going on each lane. Gragas was sitting in the mid lane looking for a gank onto Aurelion and TF rather. Nothing happened there. Shyvana once again showing herself in the top lane, unable to find anything there. So now all 3 lanes have had some type of jungle presence going on. But all 3 of them have failed. And now we're seeing an invade here coming in from Shyvana. Shyvana going to be throwing down her smite and giving a nice leash to the Gragas. Gragas easily picking up Gromp shortly after that. And he's going to be going back. And it looks like Shyvana will also be going back slowly. And then there's the TF ult. He does not have the gold card, though, upon the ultimate. But he does pick it up in lane. And ASCII now very low health, but he's going to be able to get out the teleport now. Coming in from the Shen. Shen is going to be taunting in But however, he is going to miss it onto Kazam, and now we're going to see the follow-up now from the Maokai, and there we see the 4v3 now in the bot lane. URI outnumbered. However, no kill is going to be picked up for either side. Pre-Fnatic and Loud Ninja barely getting out there with their lives as well, in addition to, ASCII. And now we're seeing the dive coming in from Beloved Coca. Pre-Fnatic going to be using his ultimate. He's going to be able to pick up the kill on Braum, but Shyvana picking up the double kill shortly after, and there's the dive. There's the 5-man dive onto Box of Stuff, in a little bit of trouble here. Deranged Hermit still trying to hold his own under tower, and Coca taking quite a bit of aggro there from the tower. He's going to fall as well shortly after. Now we're seeing Hanked by Tom, going to be trying to pick up this kill onto Box and Stuff. Box of Stuff might be able to pull something out of here, out of his ass, and he does. Knocking down the Shyvana, and Hirai and D-Tang Kazam now going to be trying to go down. He's going to land the taunt onto Hirai, but falling shortly after. A very interesting sequence of events there. However, UMBC is going to pull out of that fight 4 kills to 3.
Now, that was an amazing play by UMBC, but that was really greedy of the Shyvana. First, the Maokai was taking turret for... I think it was the Maokai that died to the turret. The Maokai was taking turret shots because... I forget who it was that backed out. I'm pretty sure it was Shyvana was low and she was tanking, and then she left turret range, and then the Maokai died by staying in for too long and gave Gragas a kill. But then the Shyvana knew that Shen was over there and thought he was low enough to take on the Shen, and she walked over, flashed into the middle of the lane, and then got killed. Now, with how low she was, I think flashing for it as it was a bad idea. I think going for it was a bad idea. It was incredibly greedy. She had a lead. They do still have a lead. They're up over 1,000 gold right now. But it was incredibly greedy, and while Shyvana does need that early game pressure that she's applying to help UMBC win the game, and she does need a bit of a lead, she has it. I don't think she needs to be playing with that much greed.
Yeah, UMBC definitely stayed a little bit too long, but now we're seeing Pre-Fnatic. There he is using that little, I don't even know what to call that, but putting down some good damage. URI with good rotation is going to prevent anything from being done in the bot lane, and both sides seem to be setting up here for a Dragon. TF is going to be trying to push down mid, and the teleport coming in from Pre-Fnatic to go back into the mid lane. Both sides have the double teleport. Both sides teleport down, so we're not going to be seeing a lot of the top lane coming in here shortly. But there's a TF ult in the bot lane. This time he goes with the yellow card, lands it on Loud Ninja. Loud Ninja in a little bit of trouble, but the Shen ult coming down. Shen is going to be taunting, but once again misses it. There's the ultimate from ASCII. Deranged Tournament following up shortly behind. That's enough spears to knock down Braum. When the explosive cast goes out, it's only going to be able to hit Sivir, and now it's URI taking a lot of turret aggro underneath, and we're seeing Box of Stuff trying to go after the Sivir, but nothing is going to find. However, unlike UMBC, URI not going to die anything underneath tower, so a very good fight there from URI, and a good idea to leave when they did. They were not greedy, and I can really appreciate that, and that's the reason why now, after they take this tower, they will take the gold advantage as well.
That was an amazing play. First off, Shyvana taking that when she could was absolutely great on UMBC's part. But that was an amazing Twisted Fate ultimate. That was so well timed. The Aurelian Soul popped TP, went to the mid lane. Then TF backed off, got out of sight, and started TPing bot lane. He knew that Aurelian Soul did not have his TP anymore. He knew that Shen did not have his TP anymore. And obviously Shen had his ultimate because he used it that fight, but that was all he was expecting, was the Shen, the Callista, and the Trundle. And that was enough, and then even Gragas showed up, and I really think that Twisted Fate ultimate was really well timed. It was just incredibly unlucky that Gragas was there. But Gragas also had a horrible ultimate onto the Sivir. I think he would have just been better off using his ultimate on the Twisted Fate and getting a cleaner kill and not having them all get chunked. I think they would have been able to get more off of it. But it was good of URI to turn that around, and it was really well played by UMBC, and they should have had that.
Right, you are, and even though URI is tied in kills, both sides have no dragons, both sides have no towers rather, but it appears that UMBC going to be picking up their first dragon. But if we're looking at the gold, they're down by quite a bit, and if you look at the CS, you'll understand why. Gragas, he's had a lot of lane presence, so his CS, he's down by 16 on the Shyvana in the top lane, down by 15. And now we're seeing a little bit of an initiation here, coming in from Loud Ninja, putting down quite a bit of spears on the URI. However, it's not going to be enough to do anything significant. Aurelion Sol now going to be chasing this TF. He actually is going to be landing the stun. The yellow card going out. Pre-Fnatic chunked out quite a bit here. Deranged Sherman a little bit late to the party. But I really have to give it up to Quoko. He's been capitalizing when Shen has been going into other lanes, either from the teleport or from the ultimate.
Shyvana went Devourer and has 19 stacks right now. That, for 12 minutes in, 19 stacks on a Devourer is pretty nice to have. It feels good to have that. They also have the Dragon also now, so they're doing that extra damage, and this game is starting to look UMBC's way. URI is only down 500 gold, and you can tell it just from the farm, but, ooh, going in on the Shen. Nice trades by the Maokai here. Someone get that man a Maokai.
So one thing I'm actually noticing is on the side of URI, if we look at Shen, is he rushing a Titanic Hydra?
So I can quit League now, right?
Yes, maybe. And there's the TF ult. He's going in with the yellow card, and it's going to be hitting Loud Ninja, and Loud Ninja falls shortly after. Pre-Fnatic, though, and Aurelion Sol coming in. He's immediately exhausted.
He misses the stun, and now 4 members of UMBC are here. Shen does have ultimate, though, and can ult one of his teammates. He doesn't ult the Aurelion Sol. The Gragas ults to try and save himself. Ends up dying to the Shyvana, who now has a double kill. Shen was very low, which is why he was not able to go in.
Yeah, no ultimate in there from the Shen, and a very good trade there on the side of UMBC. That's going to be a 2 for 0. And Box's stuff now does have the Titanic Hydra, so he is able to trade very well with Quokka here. And he might actually have enough damage to take him down. And there it is. So the Titanic Hydra providing a huge burst, a huge spike there, power spike on the side of on the side of URI, excuse me. And he's going to make that 2 to 0 trade into a 2 to 1 trade. So a very good play there by the Shen in the top lane, but that's definitely not going to be enough. UMBC picking up a tower kill there as well as 2 kills. So a lot of gold being swung their way, and now they're up 3,000 gold.
Maokai is up 10 CS now. He had an amazing lead earlier, and now it's pretty much entirely gone. But the Shyvana is 4-1-2 with 26 stacks on her Devourer. She's getting scary at this point. As for the TF, he's 2-1-3. He's pretty scary at this point too. The Sivir, 1-0-5. She's a utility ADC, pretty much just there for her ultimate. But this is incredible by UMBC. This Shyvana is raising them to glory. I would be really surprised if URI does not ban the Shyvana next game, just because of how early...
There is no next game.
Oh, right. It's a best of 2. Man, that's so annoying. I'm so used to best of 3s. Why can't I cast more best of 3s? But we see Gragas headed towards the top lane, where Sivir and Braum are now. It looks like Braum knows that Gragas is there. Lands a Q down onto it. 2 stacks of the passive onto Gragas. Jumps to the Sivir, unable to get that 4th stacks onto it. Gragas goes in, has 2 concussive blows on him. The taunt from the Shen going in, the ultimate from the Braum, and the stun onto the Shen. Gragas,
what was that explosive cast?
Nothing. The Braum trying to chase, trying to do what he can, and both of them get out. What was that ultimate from Gragas there? That was incredible. Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to do a replay of that ultimate on the Gragas, because that was just fucking shit. I'm sorry. Drew, I'm gonna harass you about this for like the rest of your life, but if we just take a look at this, and now we're gonna go into slow motion here. So Drew is actually gonna be throwing the explosive cask, thinking that they're gonna be following themselves under tower. It's just not gonna happen. Nobody was even close to that ultimate. So That's a big ultimate wasted on the side of Deranged Tournament. Very poor play there on URI's part.
I don't even know, man. I've been in NA too long to think that that's normal.
What rank is Drew again? He's I think he's actually the lowest at Plat 5. No, I'm sorry. Drew is Plat 2. So you actually think Platinum is the promised land? You're incorrect.
Now, Silver's the promised land. You can solo carry. You don't need to worry about anything else. Bronze is bad because your teammates can actually drag you down and like make you go hardcore tilt. But in Silver, you can just do whatever you want and win the game, man. Oh, I dropped my lifesaver.
Pre-Fnatic being chunked down here by Soul. Yeah, no. Oh, I can't do this.
It's so late on a Sunday night, man.
I gotta get up for work tomorrow at like 6 o'clock.
Yo, I gotta take my car into the inspectors by 8 a.m. And Monday is normally my day off, so I get to sleep in until like noon.
No, Monday is my early day.
Nah, it's my 1 week day off. Shyvana's sated, by the way. She's been sated for a while. They have 2 dragons now. They have 2 towers. They're up like almost 3,000 gold. Callista ult for nothing. The Braum ult. Shyvana wants in. The rest of her team does not seem to be on the same page. TP in from Maokai. He wants in now. Gragas is going to go down pretty early. The Trundle doing absolutely everything he can. Shen tanking so much. He's going to get out of there, though. The flash from the Shyvana. Aurelian Soul is going to go down. TF so low. A 3 for none.
Callista's ult missed.
I know. She tried ulting and then missed entirely.
I don't know what to say. Like, I go to URI. But they're playing like shit this game.
I'm the main difference between this game and last game is that the Shyvana is actually doing stuff with her early game ganks. That is the only difference that Hanked by Tom. That's it. It's just Hanked by Tom is pushing more in.
And Beta Zealot is says ban Grog delete Grogus from that guy's account.
I think you should delete his account.
That was I don't know what to say anymore.
Is the Shyvana's name Peter?
And there's a TVF fault on the Deranged Tournament. Deranged Tournament going to be the first one to fall again on the side of URI. Caught out completely. Now we see the 5-man dive on the side of UMBC. Shyvana, there she is, ulting in. However, Pre-Fnatic able to land the stun onto Hank by Tom. Hank by Tom unable to get down any further damage. So URI is going to be able to back off here, but they don't want to back off. They want to keep initiating. So they're going to keep on initiating. This is going to be landing down a lot of spears. However, it's not going to provide enough damage, and both sides are going to have to back off.
Aurelian Soul running down the mid lane with his big ol' star. Gets nothing out of it except a bunch of farm.
So, Gragas is 1-5. And I don't want to say anything mean, but that's like a third of their deaths.
That's true. That's more than a third of their deaths right now, actually.
Yeah.
Shyvana is 6-1-4. TF is 4-1-7. Sivir is 3-0-8. Meanwhile, URI has 2 positive members, Callista and Shen.
And Shen is just unkillable. So can he even count?
Sivir still hasn't died this game.
And now we're seeing an initiation once again on Pre-Fnatic. Pre-Fnatic, though.
Again. No Callista all for you.
So we're going to actually have a counter now. So that's going to be number 3 missed ultimate on the side of URI.
Is he catching out the Gragas? No, he didn't catch out the Gragas, but it looks like Aurelian Soul goes down this time. He was relatively low going into that.
Yeah, I'm really questioning whether or not that idea to stun him was actually a good idea. And now we're seeing Shen attempt at a split push here, but it's a Shen.
A death push by UMBC.
And there goes the explosive cast, and it's actually going to be able to hit people this time. However, TF is going to be ultiming in now and picking up the easy kill on the Trundle. And now that's 2 down on the side of URI. However, Pre-Fnatic coming up very shortly. And Callista going to be forced to go back here. And it looks like UMBC going to be trying to set up for this Baron here. And this is a do-or-die Baron on the side of URI.
I want to point out, I'm absolutely amazed. He didn't just hit one person with that ultimate. He hit all of them. Just, oh my god, I'm amazed. That's, oh, holy shit. But this Baron going down rather quickly. It's just losing damage, a blue trinket coming out. They get the Baron to support Braum, able to pick it up, MVP.
And, well, at 23 minutes, we're seeing URI down 8,000 gold. 8,500 gold. And, you know, you want to start looking at how can URI come back. And it's starting to become to the point where you're really not seeing how they can. They're picking some very poor fights. Their itemization is questionable, especially with the rushing of Titanic Hydra on the Shen. And, I mean, Callista doesn't have any damage. She just has the Hurricane. And
Yo, if you want to watch the game, take your camera off directed and go watch your boy, Peter. Peter Kirk. He's got this. He found a pink ward. I'm just watching Peter Kirk now.
Well, of course we can't do that, but you know, I don't see URI being able to pull this game out. However, I do have to get. They really had a really good game last time, and this time I think this is one of those games that are over.
Peter Kirk, the hardest hitting Shyvana on the dragon, killing her father. Peter Kirk regains his honor and restores the kingdom.
I think that's more interesting than when you stated the Summoner's Code. So, UMBC going to be taking down their second tower in the bot lane now, continuing to push. Box of stuff, attempting to defend in the top lane, but against those Baron minions, it's going to be pretty difficult. And UMBC making quick work of that bottom tower. Tremont G not going to be able to hit anybody with his ultimate, but, you know, this is his first ultimate that missed, unlike URI. So, you know, we're going to give URI credit. And, yeah, Pre-Fnatic's going to fall. And Loud Ninja's going to fall. Looks like ASCII's going to be falling next. Box of stuff, I guess, is diving in here. You know, the Sivir's picking up the kill on him. Hey, he made it! He hit it! The Ranged Hermit hit it all! And, you know, he's coming back. But,
apologies to Hanked by Tom. The chat requested that I call you Peter Kirk.
And there goes the final towers, the Nexus towers, and we're looking to see if maybe possible another kill being picked up. Peter Kirk diving in there, but unable to get a kill. So the series is going to end at 1-1. URI having a very poor game there, but we really have to say congratulations to UMBC. They do have the wins on URI now, 3-1 overall.
Damn, I thought there was a game 3, and I'm so annoyed.
There is no game 3.
I know. I'm upset. I feel like I'm gonna buy the name change Peter Kirk now.
Actually, if we go over to damage dealt, Shyvana is nowhere close.
Is Peter Kirk available? I don't have enough.
Shyvana only had 8,000 damage that game, compared to the 27,000 damage of TF, the 20,000 damage of Sivir, and the 16,000 damage of Maokai.
Yo, Peter Kirk's totally an available username.
So after a tough loss in the second game to UMBC, URI is going to go into this series 1-1, and that is going to be it for us for tonight. I'm not entirely sure when our next collegiate game is, but we have a meeting on Tuesday. There's going to be pizza and drinks, and I'm going to be wearing cosplay, so you should definitely come. Bring your bring your community creations, and you have a chance of winning a $10 RP card. Ooh, that can be any type of art. That can be like a tattoo. In the case of Drew, it can be cosplay, music, as long as it's yours. And I'm Aaron, Unknown Reality. With me is Wade. What's your username now?
That's Mama Luigi.
No. Your new one. Your new one.
That's Mama Luigi.
No, your new one.
No, I didn't buy it.
Oh, I thought you
I
were
don't
gonna go
have
for
enough RP.
Peter Kirk or whatever.
I was gonna make it Peter Kirk, but like.
All right. Well, with me is Wade. That's Mama Luigi Barbera, and we're gonna be signing out for the night. Have a good night, everybody, and drive safe.